Howdy y'all, it is Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. How you doing? So, it is time to talk about Necrons and their points cost updates. This is gonna get crazy fast. So, let's go through the changes really quickly. There's not a ton, but there's enough changes here that it should be noted. The Codex, when it becomes technically legal, I guess on the 9th, it's going to be quite the change. So the first big change, if you look down through the list, is the Canoptic Reanimator. We're just going in order of the list alphabetically. It was 105 points, so it was up 10 from the last, and now it's down to 75. So we've got a 30 point decrease. That's a lot. Holy cow. Math is hard tonight too. One thing to note that didn't change that's fascinating is the Canoptic Wraiths. They are still 220 for 6 models, and they are just amazing from where they were because the Technomancer can join them and make them so durable. Crazy. So really they got a points cut even though it doesn't look like it, because they obviously they didn't get points down, right? But granted their pistol doesn't do as much as it used to, but they can now have Technomancers join them. They got an extra wound as well, so it's just crazy what they really gained benefit-wise and didn't increase in points. All right, next thing is the Convergence of Dominion can now be taken as 3 separate things. It was 255 for the 3 models now. That's down to 180, so it's 60 points per model now. Quite a decrease. Like, we're talking massive 75 point decrease for the 3 models. That's insane. Crypto Thralls, which is hilarious, did not change at all. That's just so stupidly funny. Doom Scythe was 225, now is up to 230, so it increased by 5 points, and nobody was taking it anyway. Just so stupid. Doomsday Arc had gone up to 210, so it had raised 25 points, and now it's back down to 200, so it went down 10 this time. Cool, that's good. Hexmark Destroyer is down 10 points from the last time, so it went up from 70 to 80, and now it's back down to 70. Very interesting. Illuminor Xeris, this is interesting because he had dropped 35 points last time, down to 185, and now he's down to 160, so he's dropped another 25 points. They're wanting him on the board, something fierce, and I finally used him in my last game. If you've listened to the battle report, and man, he is awesome. He just protects everything, although they didn't get targeted, rightfully so, because they wouldn't have, nothing would have happened. It would have been just a mess. So, okay, Locust Destroyers and Heavy Destroyers didn't change, which is crazy, because Locust had gone up by 5 points, and now they've stayed there, which is fine. They're just amazing. Lich Guard. These are interesting because they went down drastically from 230 down to 170. But, you know, that's a 50 point... Oh my goodness, not 50, 60. Wow! Why am I struggling so much right now on that? So 60 point decrease, but it's because they don't have a lot of their defensive boosts from being able to take Cryptex. I mean, it's just weird. I don't know if they're going to be still viable or not. Necron Warriors are down to 200 points, so 10 points per model instead of 220. So they lost 20 points there, so they lost a point per model, which adds up to 20 points right there. It's good. It's very nice. But they're super weak comparatively to where they were. The Overlord with Translocation Shroud is 85 points just like a regular Overlord, which is silly. The Psychomancer went up 5 points. Cool. Plasmancer is the good one, right? Yeah, didn't change. The one that's terrible went up 5 points. Makes sense. All right, Tesseract Vault went up 25 points. Holy cow. Already expensive, yeah. Let's see, where's Silent King? Our studio is no change, still 420. So he had dropped 50 the last time, which is good, but he's still more expensive than he was in the previous edition, which is crazy. Tomb Blades, this one was interesting. They dropped 5 points at the bottom or 10 points at the top there, so they're down to 150 from 160. They were already really good. I'm shocked that those dropped, because that just means everything else is just better because there's more room for it. Now, here's what's funny. Let's go back and talk about Catan shards for a moment. None of their points changed for the named ones, and yet they all have a 5-up feel no pain now. They get -1 movement, but okay. They're just durable bricks like the Transcendent Catan. And what's funny is the Transcendent Catan, which lost the ability to put on the Septurnal Weave, because it's not even a thing now. This is so stupidly funny. It went down. So it lost the ability to get the 4-up Feel No Pain, has a built-in 5-up Feel No Pain, and went down by 25 points. Holy cow. It was strong anyway, and they decided to, oh yeah, you can take that for less. And also, side note, the monolith didn't change, which is kind of shocking. 350 points. Still just a brick of awesome. All right, detachment enhancements. We're not going to hit any of these except for the Awakened Dynasty, because obviously it's the only one that existed. So let's go through it. Veil of Darkness is still 20 points. Phasal Subjugator is the Sovereign Coronal's new version, I believe, and it's 5 points more expensive. The Netherrealm Casket is the Septurnal Weave, I believe, and it's... No... Enagic Dermal Bond would be that, and it's 5 points more expensive than the Netherrealm Casket, which is the Hypermaterial Ablator, that now just gives you a -1 to be hit and doesn't give you the stealth, I don't believe, is 5 points cheaper. So, pretty interesting. It really does feel like they're wanting you to buy Wraiths and something other than Warriors now, because Immortals are way more useful because they also got a range. That's the other thing. Immortals didn't change in point cost, but their usefulness did, because now the Immortal Teslas are crazy. So even though their points cost didn't change, they're still 140 points for 10. They're ridiculous. Ridiculous, because now their Teslas are the 24-inch range, just like their Gauss weapons, and there's some shenanigans you can do to get some devastating wounds through those, and they have sustained hits too anyway. Whew. And the Plasmancer can make that sustained hits 2 happen on a 5 and a 6, and then you can roll for dev wounds and potentially have them re-rolling all wound rolls because of their innate abilities. Crazy stuff. Necron Warriors got weaker on their better weapon, down to a strength 4. They're cheaper, but they don't have the Cryptothralls that are useful anymore comparatively. You could still throw them in there, but you're going to have to change your Cryptech. Very different, and now we also have Nemesis Xandric and Vargard Oberon gone, which is just sad. So yeah, it's quite the changes. Personally still feel like they're just trying to encourage buy other things, make us more money, because Overlord with Translocation Shroud, I almost guarantee you in January, you watch, here's my prediction, that thing's going to go up 10 to 15 points at least. So like, oh, this thing was really strong and really, really good. We need to adjust it. But now that everybody's bought it, to be competitive in the meta for the next 2-3 months, right? Then they're going to change it. Well, really, it would be a month or 2 at best. It's not going to be very much. It's not going to stay like that for very long, and they're going to make their money, and then they're going to change it and make it worse just to encourage people to buy it right away, and then go, oh, yeah, you're right. That was pretty strong. We should take that down a little bit, because of the Overlords right now, it's the best of the options. And it's stupid that we lost the Lord and gained an Overlord with Translocation Shroud. That could have just been a part of the Overlord. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have Overlords all the time right now that have different equipment. This is just a different equipment. You know what I'm saying? This shouldn't be a separate data sheet. Absolutely at all. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. What are you most excited about with the points cost? What are you least excited about the points costs with Necrons? Are you looking forward to it? Trying them out? What are you going to try? You know, what are you going to use? I'm not going to lie. The Catan Shards and Transcendent Catans would be kind of fun to have 3 Transcendent Catans just teleport over, because now 3 of them would all be very durable, and it wouldn't just be 1 of them with a 4-up Feel No Pain. It'd be all 3 of them with a 5-up Feel No Pain. So they're all very, very durable. Not quite as much as a 4-up Feel No Pain, but pretty close. And there's 3 of them. They may not hit as hard, but they can get to their targets by turn 2. And on turn 1, they can already be firing their weaponry. It's a pretty big win there. So, pretty cool. And they would just lock down areas, because good luck destroying 3 of those. Whew. Yeah, it's going to get nasty. Well, I am Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe, and take care, y'all. Bye.